In this video, we're going to talk about how to use SEO tools to help your clients come up with an endless amount of ideas for creating content. Now, chances are your client is not in a blue ocean, meaning they have competition. It's pretty well known what they do. The problems that they solve are made very clear. And that's not a bad thing. There's lots and lots and lots of ways to stand out, but creating content no one's ever seen before isn't necessary. In fact, it's sort of the Shakespearean idea, right? Everything had already been written by the time Shakespeare came around, but that didn't mean that he didn't add value. Same is true for content marketing, and you can make your clients Shakespeare. No, but if you have Ahrefs or SEMrush or really a lot of those keyword planners, I have Ahrefs, so I don't know the other ones very well, but here's how we're going to talk about creating a SEO forward content strategy. And it has to do with domain authority. A lot of tools will show you what the other competition in your client's market has in terms of a domain authority. And so when you're coming up with content, when someone has asked you to come up with a content strategy for them, the first place I go to is competitive research. Who do they think their competitors are? And if you can get that from your client and your clients know who their competitors are. So have them list them out for you and then get to work. And if you don't have the tools, if you don't want to pay for the tools, they're totally worth it. And if you're going to get into this, it's probably worth doing the investment in Ahrefs. But I know it can be kind of pricey. But you're going to look for the competition and you're going to look at what they're not doing very well. So if your client comes to you and says someone giant is their competition, if HubSpot's their competition, good luck. But chances are their competition are going to be other people in their area doing something similar, or other people in the world that solve the same problem in a similar way. And you're going to look for the ones that have a low domain authority. Because if they have a low domain authority and they are ranking for keywords, what that means for you, the digital marketing expert, is that you can create 3 to 5 pieces of content around that keyword and take that traffic that the lower authority site is ranking for. Now, this works even if your client doesn't have a high domain authority, because the way to build domain authority is what they've hired you to do through content. And so building the content strategy from a competitive point of view is a really good place to start. And in fact, it's the part that you can do that doesn't require the big brainstorming session. You do it ahead of time and you say, listen, here's what your competition is ranking for. And you talk about the things that they're ranking for that don't have their competition's name in them. Obviously, they're never going to rank for the other company's name, nor should they. If somebody is typing in their competitor's name into a search engine, they should get their competitor, period. But if they're searching for the problems that they are having, that both your client and their competitor solve, that's where you start building content. And so that's the first piece in building a content strategy that will start bringing in organic search. And even if your client doesn't speak organic search, they do know that the better results they have, the more likely they are to get somebody who is searching the internet for their solution to land on their page. That's how you use SEO tools to build a content strategy approach. This is the thing that helps solve the blank page syndrome, or what I like to call the flashing red light syndrome. So if you sit down and you think, well, I don't have anything to say, we haven't hired anybody in a long time, there hasn't been a company update, we haven't updated our thing, we don't have a new offer. That's not what you should be doing. You should be doing what your competition is doing. And if you don't have those tools, or if you don't want to use those tools, just looking up their competition on their competition's website is a really good way to see what they're doing. You can see what they're doing on Facebook. You can see if they're currently running ads. There's a lot of things you can learn from the competition that just makes the rest of your content strategy and all of your content creation that much easier, because you know what to create. Again, it's not important to have something completely crazy and cutting edge. Oftentimes, our clients are not going to be the cutting edge people anyway. But what they are people who could use more leads from the internet. And that's what you're here to solve. So if they can answer the question that their competition is answering in a better, more comprehensive way, then they're going to get the traffic that their competition is getting. And that is a really good start, especially if you're measuring results in terms of search traffic and leads and that kind of thing. And that's, you should be. So I hope this is helpful. If you want our whole behind the scenes approach to content marketing and using a video first approach, head over to doingmarketingdifferently.com and I'll see you over there.